So let's talk about Small Detectives. If you haven't seen how this game plays, I've done a gameplay how to play video. You can click the link on the screen and go directly there. But what is Small Detectives? Small Detectives is a small mini game with small components and a small amount of time. But you're going to be figuring out a small murder in Smallville. Not Smallville. Miniville. Not Miniville. Small Town. Small Town. That's the one. Oh, dearie me. You're trying to figure out a murder by being a detective, walking around a small town and knocking on people's doors to look at the evidence, see who's there and what weapons are there. So you can eliminate who you think it is. You might pop down the pub and have a swift pint and catch some rumours to, ask other players what they've seen and what they haven't seen. And eventually you're going to go to the police station and accuse someone of committing the murder with some weapon. So that's the game. What about the product? So let's do the technical review first. It's a small, compact box with some really nice kind of cartoony artwork. The components are solid. You have a very good, very tactile, thick tiles. You have the nice little meeple. The magnifying glasses, I don't know if I like them or if they should be like player cards with an image of a detective on them or something. It might have been a bit more appropriate than the little magnifying glass. But hey ho, the whole idea, the whole town itself is really nice. How it works as a board, and it's a random board, so you can remove certain houses, and that obviously becomes the murderer and the weapon that they've used. So that's really nice. It's all nicely laid out. It works really well. Let's talk about the rules and the mechanisms. The rulebook does a good job of explaining the game. It has a very detailed section on all the cards and how they work, which is really good. The one thing that it doesn't do very well is it doesn't say about when you are eliminated from the game. No, it doesn't. Not at all. It just says you are eliminated from the game if you don't manage to guess correctly the murder and the weapon. So what happens? What happens with the cards in your hand? Do you keep them? Do you play them still? Do you still move your detective? Does your detective block still the spaces, or do you remove them? Unfortunately, it doesn't say. But the game does come with donuts, which is nice. So, good rule book. The rules themselves, the mechanisms are really nice. It's really light. It's a slight little memory game. It's a little card drafting game. It's a little bit of, bluffing game where you're on a space with another detective. Are you going to play a card which is going to make you move to a space? Or are they going to play a card that makes them move to a space? Are you going to move to the same space? Or should you just stay there so you can look underneath that tile because you haven't seen that one yet? So it's a really interesting mechanism. Again, finding out who and what in this very, very simple form. It's very quick playing. The mechanisms I adore. They are really solid, really sound, and really simple for children to pick up. This game is very children friendly. The artwork and the mechanisms and the idea. It's not too brain burning. So my technical score for the game is a 9 out of 10. It's really good. But how do I feel about the game? Well, the game is a tense 20 minutes tabletop extravaganza. It's Cluedo. It's very light though. It's very quick. It's fun. I like the card drafting mechanism where you're like, what card am I going to play? And as I said before, are you going to move, or is the other player going to move on the same space as you, or are they going to play another card? That is interesting. What cards you're going to save, because when it gets near the end of the game and you think you know everyone, you're going to need to save a good card which is going to get you to the police station quickly so you can be the first at the police station to hand in your evidence and become the winner. So there is that. And then with the cards, the more players there are, the more cards there are and the more intricate the powers are, which is really nice. So this game kind of like plays really well with bigger groups. Small groups, I'm not too keen on. The 2-player variant, no. The 3 players, but 4 and 5 players, it works really, really well. The theme matches brilliantly. I like the idea that you're a detective going around doors, knocking on doors and trying to figure out who the murderer is. The whole idea of going into the pub and doing the rumors is a nice catch-up mechanism. So about halfway through the game, if you're behind because you've been going to a house and someone else is already on that house and it's like, or you've looked at the same tile 3 times because it's been moving around or whatever, you can go to the pub and you can ask another player what they have seen and what they haven't seen, it's more or less. So that's a great mechanism for catching up. What else is there? Well, that's it basically. It is a memory game. So remembering who you've seen and where you've seen them, and as they move around the board and dance about, is quite interesting, and it's funny. You have these little laugh out moments where it's like someone's always fallen on the same house as you every time, and it's like, no. Or you look at that same tile the same amount of times as those moments are genius. This game works better with kids. Kids seem to really enjoy this game and get to grips and the feel of the game, which is great. And I think that's what this game is aimed at. This game is aimed at this generation's young youth. This is the kind of game that you should be replacing. You know, when we were young, we had Battleships, Connect 4, etc., etc. This is what people should be having. This is what we should be seeing in stores. This is a perfect family game. This is a perfect kids game. You know, you could just give it to a bunch of 10-year-olds and away they go, and have a laugh. And they will probably replay the game immediately afterwards. Whereas an adult, it's a filler game. It's fun for the 20 minutes, the 15 minutes that you're playing it, and then you just want to play something else. Maybe something a bit deeper, maybe something a bit longer. But it works. It's light. You could play it before lunch. You know, if you've got a cocktail party and you've a few friends round, you could teach it to them. It's perfect. It's quick. It's easy. It's light. It's fluffy. It's kid friendly. It's aimed at kids. Is it my cup of tea? That's the question. It's okay. My BGG score is a 6 out of 10, which means it's okay, and I will play it when in the mood. It is a nice game. I'm proud of it, but it's not something I'm going to play a lot of the times, because, you know, it's the same thing. It's very quick. It's very light and fluffy. Something deeper would be a bit more interesting, or a variant, you know, where you can make Small Town a little bit bigger. There's an expansion, maybe. And we'll see. There might be an expansion which makes this game a bit better. So my combined score in general, if you combine my technical score and my BGG score, you can get 7.5 out of 10. So it's a not bad game. There you go. So hopefully this video has helped point you in the direction whether Small Detectives is a game for you or not. If you've liked this video and you found it useful, give it a like. If you think you know someone that might like this game, then share this video with them. And if you want to check out everything else that I've been up to, you can always go to boardgamerseverybodyshould.com and look at all my other videos and all my reviews and all my music and everything else, and see what you like. So I'll say thank you very much for watching. Ciao for now, and remember to please play nicely with each other, because we don't want any unforeseen murders at the gaming table.
Just sitting at the table next to Felicia.